Okay, now we're on the 14th stanza, and get ready for things to start getting really, really weird, okay? If it wasn't weird yet, it's going to get weirder, okay? Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he has sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Okay, so he's kind of the narrator's getting into a sort of trance. He's really starting to see things that aren't there. Okay, so he methought means I thought that the air grew denser, the air grew thicker and heavier, perfumed from an unseen censer. Okay, so he starts smelling something. What does he smell? It's a censer. Now, a censer is something that you've probably never come across, but you may have seen it in movies. When you go into a church, I think especially Catholic churches, the priest has something that gives it burns and it gives off a smell. The smell it's actually called incense. Is the smell? It's something that you burn. So incense with an N in the middle. Write it again. Incense. Okay. So the censer is the thing that holds the incense. Okay. So he's smelling something that's kind of sort of from a church, okay, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Now, at this point, if I was standing in class, I would say to you, can you figure out what seraphim are? You can pause it, think about it if you want, and now I'm going to give you the answer. Seraphim are angels, right? Footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor, the t sound, right? So tufted it's quite a hard word to explain. It's the sort of feel of a floor when you've got either a shag carpet or grass, okay, where there's a thickness on the floor, okay, and tinkle is the sound of tinkle, 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 sound of little bells, okay. So he's kind of feeling and hearing and smelling angels, okay, right. But then, interestingly enough, the effect that these angels have is not very pleasant. He says, wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee. Okay? So, wretch is you horrible thing, you horrible being. Okay? Thy God. So, who's thy God? It's not the God. It's not necessarily a good God. We talked about Plutonian Shore. Pluto was the god of the underworld. Right? Thy God hath lent thee. God has sort of brought you here, lent thee. By these angels he has sent thee. Which angels? The angels, hang on, I'm going to put that in orange, are the seraphim. Okay? He hath sent thee, respite, and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. So respite means that I don't want to have respite is to have a break from something. Okay, nepenthe is the a potion. Hang on, I'm going to do that in black. It's nepenthe is a potion. A potion is like a special drink, magical, like a medicine type of thing. And what does it bring? Of forgetfulness. What does he want to forget? From thy memories of Lenore. Which is interesting. Why is it thy memories? I imagine he's saying that the raven, with this whole nevermore and it sounding like Lenore, is bringing back the memories of Lenore, and that's the very thing that he wants to escape. That was what he was doing at the beginning of the beginning of the poem, when he was reading all these books. He's trying to run away from his memories of Lenore, but he can't. Right? Quaff, oh quaff. Quaff is to drink deeply. Okay? I'll write it down. Drink deeply, we don't ever use this word. If you say quoth nepenthe to people, they'll look at you as if you're completely mad, unless they learnt the Raven with me. This kind nepenthe, again, nepenthe is the potion of forgetfulness, okay? And forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. So now, nevermore has taken on further meaning. Never will the narrator forget Lenore. That's probably about the most depressing thing that somebody's trying to get over their lost love will ever be told. Can you imagine, like, you like mourning someone, and they'll say, someone says to you, you're never ever going to forget them. You know, you're always going to be mourning this person. You'll never get over this. That's not something that you want to hear. Okay, next verse. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. Okay, so we have lots of references here, and lots of ideas of magic and other worlds and enchantment, and we're going to go through it. So now he calls the bird a prophet, okay, because of this business of the nevermore. Okay, how does this bird know all about me? Okay, so a prophet is a navi, is somebody who can tell the future, who's sent by God. Thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil. So he can't actually make up his mind. Is this a bird or is this something else? Is this a creature from the underworld? Whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Okay, this is an interesting play on words. Tempter and tempest. Tempter is the devil. Okay. So did the devil send you? Or tempest is a storm. Did a storm toss thee through you? Thee is you. Okay. Here ashore. Remember, we talk about shore, we talked about plutonium shore, we're talking about the sea, but it's not a physical sea, it's sort of a sea of the imagination, of fantasy, okay? Desolate, yet all undaunted. Desolate means without hope at all, yet all undaunted, but determined. When you're undaunted, you're determined. On this desert land enchanted, the da sound, yes, da, yeah. Mark it out. Undaunted, desolate, desert, land enchanted. Okay, so why is he calling it desert land enchanted? Well, a desert is something that doesn't have any life, right? And what can we say about the narrator's life right now? He's in a kind of emotional desert. He's lonely. He has nothing. Okay, enchanted means it's you're enchanted by magic. Okay, so there is this idea of magic, of the magic that makes the... Why does the raven come? Why does the raven sit on the bust of Pallas? Why does the raven not go away? Why does the raven keep saying nevermore? Okay, so you do have an idea of enchantment, and it's also very, very romantic and very gothic. On this home by horror haunted. Okay, the H sounds again. Oh, right, so... His home is haunted by horror. Horror is a hint of something that's happened with this Lenore, something very sad, very tragic. Okay, tell me truly, I implore. I implore means I beg you, right? Is there balm in Gilead? Okay, if you look up balm in Gilead on Wikipedia, this is actually a reference originally from the Tanakh, from the Bible. It's referred to in the story of Joseph. It is basically a reference to a universal medicine that cures everything. A balm is something, when we talk about balm, we talk about something that soothes you. When we talk about balm, it's something that makes you feel better. Okay, but I think he's actually talking about something a little bit more than that. He said to me, is there some kind of a cure, some kind of a medicine for the heartache that I'm suffering. But it's interesting because Gilead is a sort of a, so Gilead is a place actually exists. It's in Jordan. It's a geographical place that is mentioned in the Bible. Tell me, I implore. I implore means I beg. We already said that. Quoth the raven, nevermore. So now we've got nevermore, meaning there is no balm in Gilead. There is no cure. Okay? There is no way you're going to get out of this. Not great.